So in 2007, my friend Mike Perry made a book called Hand Job, a catalog of hand-drawn type, I believe. Uh, it's a beautiful 256-page book of illustration typography by a ton of graphic designers from around the world, yours truly being one of them. And it ended up being, I think, the best-selling design book for Princeton Architectural Press in 2007, 2008. One thing that Mike did for me was he gave me the name of his editor at Princeton Architectural Press, and he said, you should send her a book proposal and let her know that I would be, and that they should be on the lookout for it. I spent probably a really long time working on that book proposal. I feel like it's safe to say 5-6 months. I researched other titles.
She's not really making a video about her book. She's just saying bad words.
Life with kids. That's fine. So, so I worked on a sample table of contents. I had sample writing in it of stuff I might include, chunks of artists. I had talked to some designers already about being in the book. I looked at sort of competitive titles. So I did this I used their guidelines for making a book proposal, but I was pretty intense about it. And I actually did two at the same time. There was another book with a proposal that nothing ever happened with. When I went to New York to meet with Princeton Architectural Press, me and Kim went to present books to them and books to Mark Batty. And one of the nights we went to Mike's studio, and he was working on a second book, which for the life of me, Over and Over is what it's called. A catalog of hand-drawn patterns, I want to say, is what it's called. And Mike was in the process of working on it. And Hand Job was really impressive. It was thick, it was beautiful, it had tons of great work. It was it deserved to be a bestseller at that time. Go away. Go away. Go away, dude. And it deserved to be a bestseller for Princeton Architectural Press. And so then so he's working on Over and Over, and he had like a draft of it open on his computer, and he was like, essentially he was writing and designing it at the same time, and he was running through it, and he had like the template set up for the different types of pages, and there was something about seeing it in that raw, unfinished form where I realized, like, okay, he's writing one thing for it, he's having someone else write one thing for it. Plug, I wrote the intro to Hand Job. So he had Jim Datz write the intro for Over and Over, and then he was just getting bios from the different designers and work samples and just plugging it into these templates. And when I saw that, it's going to sound odd, but it was actually really inspiring, because he had taken the idea of making a design book. He'd made it so simple. And I think the thing about Mike, if you know Mike, if you've ever met Mike, or you've seen him talk, that's what Mike does. He just makes shit simple so that he's happy and excited and joyful about working on it. A thing I try to do, but I've spent most of my life, hold on, it's really windy, I'm gonna try and block the mic and hopefully it's gonna be fine. I've spent most of my life making shit really complicated, and Mike makes things really simple. And seeing that book in its unfinished form, but you could tell where it was gonna go. Okay, thanks. You could tell where that book was gonna go, like what direction it was gonna take and what it was gonna look like when it was finished. And the big lesson I took away from it is things are as complicated as you make them. And that doesn't mean that you should make the simplest version of a book. It doesn't mean you shouldn't have a thesis or do something more involved. But it does mean you can make it that simple. You can make, you could start teaching with an iPhone, the camera app, and YouTube. One take, no edits. It could be that simple. It doesn't have to be as complicated as you make it. Shit doesn't have to be as clever as you try to make it. It doesn't have to be as fucking intense as we all try to make everything. Sometimes it can just be simple. And that's like the big takeaway. Like, it's as simple as you make it. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe already.